Hello, welcome to Coaching Think Talk. I'm Coach John Roca from Life Coach Philippines, and this is Coaching for Premium Growth. What I believe in life is no matter where you are right now, which chapter of your life you are right now, you can still grow because growth is a birthright that everyone needs and deserves to nourish. Ayon. So this coaching conversation is for anyone of any age that who are looking for growth in knowledge, skills, life goals, personal qualities, and of course, outlook. And my mission is to reach out to 1 million individuals who wants to create impact by, of course, helping themselves. First, thank you for joining me live today, and please leave your digital footprints by letting us know where you are coming from today. Please do tag a friend and circulate this video to help us reach more individuals who might be in need of what I'll be sharing for this session. You may also give some shout outs to people you want to greet and reach out with some inspiring message. If you are watching this on a replay, please do comment hashtag replay. I am streaming via FB Live, FB page of Life Coach Philippines and YouTube channel Coach AI Connect. If you are new to our platform, please like, follow, and subscribe. Ayon. Ayan. So I am Coach John Roca and my coaching focus is on personal growth. I am a member of Coach A Coaching Club Batch 3. If you want to know more about Coach A Coaching Club, please connect to Coach Rizel. The number is flashed on the bottom left, 0917-586-1661. That's 0917-586-1661. I'm also a proud scholar of Master Coach A 6 Steps to Six-Figure Professional Public Speaking class. Class happens in every Tuesday at 6 p.m. If you want to know more about public speaking class, please connect again to Coach Rizel. That's 0917-586-1661. I'm also a part of a Team Cheesecake, which is inside Coach A Coaching Upskills. Ayon. Inviting you to join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. as we talk about topics in life coaching. This is my fifth episode inside Coaching Think Talk. I want to say my gratitude to Life Coach Philippines, of course, under the wings of Master Coach A. Thank you for giving me the opportunity for sharing myself, my business, and of course, my profession into this community. Ayon, medyo malakas ang ulan dito, may thunderstorm pa. Ayon. So why premium growth? So premium growth is your journey to achieving success in your life. So for the next 3 months, I'll be focusing my energy on providing you topics that will help you achieve premium growth in your lives. Growth, everyone has different definitions of growth, right? Growth in knowledge, skills, life goals, personal qualities, and outlook. Whatever it is, what I believe is you deserve to achieve it. You deserve to grow. You deserve to achieve success. Ayon. Growth is not only for the talented. Growth is not for only for the gifted. Growth is not for the rich. Growth is not only for the lucky ones. Growth is for everyone who desires. Growth is for everyone, of course, who dreams. Ayon. Comment hashtag yes can be better, and of course, yes things can be better. Of course. So why premium growth? So I want to share with you my story why I chose premium growth, because I am a product of premium growth myself. I'm a product of this journey. My health is a product of journey. So yun nga, back then, 2019, one bright sunny day, 7:30 a.m. I was in my previous office. I went to our gym because our office was as a gym, and had a weigh in and found out that I was actually 90 kilograms back then. So I was beating myself for not having this focus, for not having the commitment, for not having the drive to take care for myself. And I really decided to talk to a coach when I thought about talking to a coach. What I really realized was I need a lot of awareness on what's happening to me, what's happening inside of me, and of course around me. So I started reading books, watch videos, in YouTube, and starting to move away from where I was. Started doing some small activities and behaviors based on my readings and videos. So rest is history. of course, I was able to move away from that 90 kilograms to 77 kilograms. That is my journey. I am not sharing this to brag my success, but of course, I am sharing this to inspire people that things can be better and that you can be better if you just take the right action. All right. So my topic for this afternoon is actually empirical process for your team's growth. Of course, creating an environment for your personal growth. So I want to start with a question. If you are someone, or are you someone who wants to help your team develop for your team to perform and move away from being in a dysfunctional team to becoming a part of a performing team. So I will explain to you what is meant by a dysfunctional team, that is based on um, the five dysfunctional team of Patrick Lencioni. So if 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 you want to, my objective for this talk is of course to help you understand how to implement empirical process for your team. Of course, this talk is for you, yun nga, if you are someone who wants to develop your team. Ayun. So when we talk about team, it doesn't really need to be a sports team or a team at school or a project team or at work. When we talk really about teams, we talk about relationship within a group with a common goal, of course. So we can talk about partner relationship. So it involves you and your partner, your family, of course, church group, maybe, of course, community group. So are you someone who wants to help your team develop, for your team to perform and move away from being a dysfunctional team, and of course to becoming a part of a performing team? So this topic came up from my previous work actually. So I got this topic from my previous work, so which is being a Scrum Master of my previous team. Ayun. So I wanna share with you what Scrum is. So Scrum is a lightweight framework that helps people or teams and organization generate value through adaptive solutions for complex problems. So ayun, this framework is usually used in the software industry. Yon, Scrum. If you've ever heard about Scrum, let's talk about it. I love Scrum. Yon. So this framework is usually used in the software industry, but of course, this framework can be used in any project that has the high uncertainty characteristics. Ayun. So if you want to talk about Scrum, just message me. That is one that thing that I love in being in the IT industry. So ayun. So on my previous coaching think talk, right? I talk about being creating an environment for your personal growth. So to grow to our full potential, we have to be in the right environment. Um, Growth thrives in favorable conditions. You and I grow the most when surround ourselves with people and opportunities conducive to our development. Yan po ang sabi ni John Maxwell. So yun nga, I talk about creating an environment that works for you and of course that serve your goals. So I talk about what does an environment for growth looks like. So I talk about on the previous thing talk, a place where others are ahead of me. So I talk about never be the smartest in the room, because when you're in the room, because you are in the wrong room if you are the smartest in the room. It is nice really to be in a room where you are when there are people that is more talented than you, diba? It helps you for your room to grow. Yun. So I also talk about a place where I'm continually challenged. Yun nga, an environment for growth is a place where I'm continually challenged. Hindi po yung stuck ka na lang palagi. Yun, a place where my focus is totally forward. Walang looking back. When you try to look back, of course, just to look back on how can things be better from your previous mistakes. So also a place where the atmosphere is affirming. Ang ganda po ng environment kapag ang mga tao ay yun nga affirming, yung mga go one more. Yun, one environment that I like is on the gym. I got my gym buddies. Yun, they always support me whenever I can. Ayun. So a place where I wake up excited. So yun nga, an environment for growth is a place where you wake up excited. So number 6 is a place where failure isn't my enemy. It would be hard for us to grow if the environment that we are in is of course failure is not allowed. So ayun, ang hirap po yun. So last is a place where others are growing. So you wanted to be in a place in an environment where, of course, everyone is growing. Not only you, not only them, but of course, everyone. Ayon. So, yun nga, but the truth is our mind are easily swayed by external forces. Like it or not, we are a product of our own environment. So, yun nga, if we talk about the people around us, we talk about environment, it will include people around us. So, the team we are in, it could be your personal relationship, of course, the family, the work project team, or in the community or the church. Sometimes we like it or not, we are part of a dysfunctional team. So, how to know when you are in a dysfunctional team? Ayon. So, this is how to know if you are in a dysfunctional team. This is from Patrick Lencioni, The Five Dysfunctions of a Team. Of course, it starts with the absence of trust. If your team has this absence of trust, so what is this trust? This is not that the what Patrick Lencioni called the predictive based trust. This is not the kind of trust which is the predictive. This predictive based trust is actually when you know someone, or you have a team member that you've been working for a while now, and you know that he or she can deliver. And of course, when you give him an assignment or a task, you trust the person that he or she can deliver because of your previous experience that he was able to deliver. So you trust the person that he can deliver. That is the kind of trust that Patrick called predictive based trust. So that is not the kind of trust that a performing team needs. What is the kind of trust that the performing team needs is actually what Patrick called the vulnerability based trust. So this is the kind of trust where individual can say, I don't know the answer, you know, I miss this, I mess these things up. I think you are smarter than me, than I am. Can you teach me how to do this? I'm sorry, what I've said is actually out of the line. So when we are practicing vulnerability based trust, these practices, it would be easy for us to address the second dysfunction of a team, which is the fear of conflict. So what does the team looks like without this absence of trust? Ayun, so example at team meetings, when a team doesn't have this kind of trust, this vulnerability based trust. Imagine a meeting of a team, so the leader talks and everyone goes silent, so that's an example. If you ask the team member why are they silent, they will answer you, what for, diba? What for? Because the leader doesn't listen to us. It doesn't accept ideas. He thinks that this idea is, of course, better than everyone. So why bother talking and sharing ideas if the leader doesn't accept ideas because he thinks that his idea is better than everyone? So that is a kind of team that doesn't have the kind of vulnerability based trust. So if you have this problem where your leader doesn't trust anyone or any ideas that comes from your team member, you will be moving for the second dysfunction of a team, which of course is the fear of conflict. Trust allows us to overcome the fear of conflict. So conflict in teams actually is necessary, diba? In relationship, conflict is necessary. If you can imagine relationship, your partner and you doesn't talk problems. So imagine you are very silent when there's a problem. So ang hirap nun, diba? So conflict in teams are necessary, of course, not personal conflicts, but of course, productive, ideological, conflict around issues, conflict around ideas. Yung tipong, what should we do? You should ask your teammate what are their ideas. But of course, we can achieve only if we practice this kind of trust, the vulnerability based trust. When people are debating with trust, that the team is just looking for what's the best result, okay, what's the best output, when people are debating with trust. But when people are debating without trust, it becomes politics. Yung convincing someone that my idea is better than convince mo lang yung mga katimate mo na kasi nga you don't trust that their idea is better than you, or like that. So yun nga, parang kino-convince mo lang sila na much better talaga yung sa akin na idea compared sa inyo. So why is that we don't like conflicts, 'di ba? Some people don't like conflict, even I, 'di ba? Because the reason because we're afraid to to hurt them, to hurt them, to hurt the feelings of our teammate, of the other people, some leaders actually. When you're part of a team, sometimes the leader doesn't want conflict in teams. So the leader decide for themselves without actually talking and resolving these conflicts on teams. So the leader avoid this if we avoid this kind of conflict, the conflict around ideas. If leaders force this, we will go to the next dysfunction of a team, which is of course the lack of commitment. So when we talk about lack of commitment, there's this idea when people don't weigh in, they don't buy in. When people don't share their ideas, they don't commit to the idea as a whole. So yun. So that's why we need really to force conflicts on the table. That's why we need to force conflicts around ideas. And we can only achieve this if team really trust each other. Okay? So yun nga, we need to force conflicts around ideas, and we can only achieve this if team members believe in each other and trust in each other. So yun. So when people are being heard and their inputs are being accounted or you factored in the team's ideas, they will support the team's idea even if their ideas doesn't get chosen. 'Di ba? Meron kasing mga conflict na ito yung gusto ng isa, ito naman yung gusto ng isa. So whenever a leader tries to herd both ideas, if yun nga, kailangan isa lang kasi yung idea na kunin. So what a leader can do is say, I know this idea might fail, of course, but I want you to buy in onto this our idea. So this idea might fail, but of course we are all in this together. So when things happen like that, even if the chosen idea was not the other person, they will actually buy in because they've been heard, right? Yun nga. And if when people are being heard and their input has been factored into the decision, they can support things even if they disagreed. And if we don't have that conflict, we're begging them not to, of course, commit. They don't commit to idea if we don't have that conflict. If we don't have the commitment, of course we will go to the next dysfunction of a team, which is of course walang accountability. Yung decisions, so avoidance of accountability. So ayun, before I proceed, hello to our viewers. Hello Lady Jen. Hello Coach Rizel. Thank you for dropping by. Ayun. And of course, avoidance of accountability pag walang commitment yung mga team members natin. So what does it look like kung walang accountability? Yung tipong may problem ka, yung problem yung output nyo as a team, and of course, tinanong mo, so anong nangyari? So they will answer you, hindi naman ako part ng idea nan, di ba? Wala naman akong alam dyan. So, di ba? So, walang accountability. When people haven't committed to a decision, they will not have the courage to hold one another accountable for the behavior that goes with it. As a member, if we don't call our team members misbehaving, this will result to the last dysfunction of a team, which is of course the inattention to resolve. Pag hindi natin tinawag yung mga misbehaviors ng mga ka-team natin, akala nila yung result doesn't matter, yung inattention to result. So yun nga, in order for our team members to be attentive on the result, we need to create accountability. And we can only achieve that accountability if we let them and force them to commit on ideas. But we can only have that commitment, of course, when we force the conflicts on the table, conflict on ideas. But of course, we can only have the conflict on ideas and the pursuit of truth if we trust each other, if team members trust each other. Ayon. So, why do you want to help your team for your personal growth? Bakit ba connected yung team sa personal growth? Because of course, you're part of the team, di ba? Ang ganda kaya nun pag yung team mo ay nag-grow-grow. So, if you're part of a dysfunctional team, it would be tricky or not, if not hard, for you to grow because it will be affected since you're part of the team. So you share a common goal that cannot be achieved by you alone. That's why you're in a team because no one will help you but you and your team members. So you gotta be intentional on helping your team. Of course, this will help you in your personal growth. Again, this idea can be applied in any kind of relationship since team is all about relationship. This relationship can be your loved ones, your family, your significant one, of course, your work team, or in church, or whatever community group you are in, or whatever team you are in, of course. Ayun, so that's the 5 dysfunctions of a team by Patrick Lencioni. It starts with the absence of trust, the fear of conflict, the lack of commitment, the avoidance of accountability, and of course, the inattention to result. Ayun. Son, if you think you are part of a dysfunctional team, use this empirical process to help your team move away from being dysfunctional team to a functional team. You can be the champion instead of being the victim. If you were part of the drama triangle that Master Coach A had, this is a very great topic from victim, of course, to champion, di ba? So stop being the victim of you're part of a dysfunctional team and you don't do anything because you're not the leader. Of course, being the facilitator is a role. Hindi po yan naman job description or job title. Isa po yung role na everyone can do, everyone can play, di ba? If you're in a team, you can be a facilitator. Hindi naman po yan job description or job role. So pwedeng kayo din. So yun nga, stop being the victim, of course, to move to become a champion. Of course, empirical process versus defined process. Ayun. So empirical process really can help you achieve from being a dysfunctional team to a champion team, of course. So, yun nga, what's an empirical process? Empirical process actually expects the unexpected, while defined process expects every piece of work to be completely understood in upfront. So, yun nga, empirical process expects the unexpected, while the defined process, kailangan yung mga lahat ng pieces dapat maintindihan sa pagsisimula pa lamang. So yung empirical process are really good for high uncertainty projects with the end result not that clear. Ano ba yung example na pwedeng i-apply ng empirical process? So example project would be yung mga cognitive projects ninyo dyan, yung mga pangmatalino, sabi nila, kailangan ng mataas na talino, yung mga cognitive project. Example would be software project, yan, mga site industry. Kaya nga, this is very common because software project needs cognitive skills. So, empirical process. Of course, projects including trial and error. Sa medicine, di ba, trial and error yan. Kaya may mga test phases yan. Example ngayon sa pag-develop ng vaccine, yung maririnig kayong nasa phase, ito pa lang yung vaccine natin. So ito na yung phase nito. Malapit na tong mapunta sa market because ito na yung phase. Because yun nga, empirical process din yung sinusunod ng medicine. So trial and error. Sa defined process naman, yun yung sinasabi natin na every piece of work needs to be completely understood in upfront. Ano ba yung common na application ng defined process or saan ba ginagamit yung mga defined process? Example is sa manufacturing, di ba? Sa manufacturing naman, sa lahat ng inputs mo, same lang yung output niyan, di ba? Sa construction, pag may blueprint ka na, kahit saan mo ilagay yung building, yun nga, pag may blueprint ka, same output pa rin yan. Kaya nga, defined process, you completely understood everything up front. Yung empirical process is good for high uncertainty, yung hindi mo alam kung ano yung kalalabasan. So, bakit empirical process for team talaga? For team's improvement. Teams are composed of unique individuals. Alam naman po natin na ang tao ay very unique. That's why yun nga yung maganda sa atin kasi unique tayo, di ba? So Teams are composed of unique individuals, meaning team members has different values, different beliefs, different personalities, and different attitudes. So it would be very hard for you to have an exact output because of this diversity. Yun yung pagkakaiba-iba natin. So yun nga, kailangan ng empirical process. Of course, so you can choose whatever is best for your team by learning what's working, and of course, learning what is not working. Learning what's working, what is not working. Hindi po pwedeng define process if you wanted to develop your team. Kasi nga, yun nga, iba-iba po tayo. We are very unique. So, it needs an empirical process. So yung defined process looks like this. It starts with the analyze, the planning, the design, and of course, the building. So yung example nito yun nga is the construction. We start with the planning, with the design, and the constructing. Sa manufacturing naman, kaya nga ito ay most common na program kasi paulit-ulit lang. So if you have the same output in every input. So another example is the fast food, 'di ba? Sa fast food measured 'yan kahit yung weight ng beef, yung ketchup ganun, yung number of pepperoni sa pizza nakabilang 'yan. So yun nga, defined process na siya, while empirical process looks like this. Empirical meaning learn as we progress, expect and embrace change, inspect and adapt using short development cycles. Meaning short, meaning in every day, in every 2 weeks, or in every month, or in every quarter, ganun. So short lang siya. Yun nga yung example natin is yung COVID vaccine, may phases yan. So in every phase, meron silang natututunan. So hindi pa ito pwede, hindi to gumagana, ganun. So 'di ba, they have this guinea pig, yung sabi nga ng matatanda, huwag kayong magpapaturok kasi baka kayo maging guinea pig, yung first na mga na-experiment. So yun nga, medyo sa totoo yan sa empirical process kasi it's yun nga, empirical process, learning by doing. So we learn as we progress. Yun yung empirical process. And of course, ano ba yung the empirical process has these three pillars, or the foundation of empirical process. The first is of course the inspection. Check your work as you do it. And the next is adaptation, to change the direction. And of course, the transparency, meaning everyone knows what's going on. Ayan. So sa inspection, it includes the inspecting the project, the output of the project, inspecting how your team is doing. It can be inspecting how your team member is doing, at team member level, uh, team team level, of course, the project level. It can also include inspecting in you that you can share to your team members. So yun yung pillars ng empirical process. Adaptation includes the process of inspecting. You create action plans, 'di ba? Pag may action plans from the inspection, pag nalaman nyo na ito nagwo-work, okay, so ano yung pwedeng gawin para hindi na natin ma-encounter tong previous problem. So you also include what is working para ma-continue lang natin yung mga nagwo-work para sa atin. And of course, in adaptation, the focus is on the actionable items. Ano ba yung pwede nating ma-adapt from previous mistakes? Ayun. So that's the second foundation, or the pillar of an empirical process. The transparency includes everyone knows what's going on. So everything is transparent from the output of the team. Transparency ensures that aspects of the process that affect the outcome must be visible to those managing the outcomes. Not only must this aspect be transparent, but also is being seen must be known. Ayun. But also what is being seen must be known. Yung mga nakikita natin, dapat alam natin. So, example nito is yung mga metrics. Dapat lahat ay may alam kung ano nang nangyayari. So yun. So in order for the empirical process to work, these pillars need to be integrated in different areas of your processes. So inspection, adaptation, and of course transparency. Now, how do you implement empirical process for your team? you and your team can implement or integrate if you have current process, this process in you can integrate this in any way you want. You can implement this every day, you know, you can implement this every week, of course, every month, every year, every quarter, whatever you like. It's good to have a consistent interval, or you know, consistent cadence. Implementing this process in a consistently will of course help you and your team pivot easily in any problem. So ayun, if you wanted to implement this, consistent lang. If you want to do this weekly or daily, you need to be consistent about this. So ano ba yung example dito na pwede nating i-integrate? So in implementing empirical process, sa inspection, pwede tayong in planning meetings, you know, in planning meetings, you have to, this is the part where we inspect, 'di ba? Ano ba yung kailangan nating gawin? This must be transparent to everyone na ito yung gagawin ko, ano yung gagawin mo, what is the goal of the team, right? So dapat transparent to in every way. So yun nga yung empirical process, the inspection and adapt, the transparency pillar. So in planning, of course, you can implement this. Make sure everyone knows what the goal of the team is. Make sure everyone knows what is your other team member is working on. Of course, you can implement daily check-in for, you know, madali ang check-in kung ano nang yung nangyayari. So you can inspect daily, you know, daily check-ins, and of course you can adapt kung ano yung pwedeng gawin natin daily. So how does the industry implements this? In the software industry, we call it the daily stand-up. Ayun, so daily check-ins. So of course, the retrospective, these are where everyone gathers and talks about what happened on the previous iteration. Ganon. You know, it talks about the project, of course, the team, you know, how are they doing. So retrospective includes that. And of course, para siya sa next iteration, sa next phase, yung sinasabi nating next phase, ay mas maganda na yung output natin kasi natututo tayo dun sa mga previous mistakes natin. So ayun. So how about sa adaptation, action points, really in every inspection dapat may action points tayo na alam ng lahat kung ano yung, yun nga, to set the direction. Ito yung gusto nating gawin, ito yung mga gusto nating pagbabago for us, of course, to improve. Ayun. So inspection, adaptation includes action points. And lastly is the transparency. The action plan is visible to everyone. The board, the checklist, of course, you can include trackers para alam ng lahat kung nasa na yung team, right? Nasa na yung team, ano na yung progress ng team. So how many percent are we on achieving our goal? Doon dapat transparent. So everyone can see, 'di ba, kung mas mababa yung percentage natin, ay malayo pa tayo. So ano yung pwede nating gawin para ma-close natin yung gap from where we are right now, and of course from where we want our team to be. All right? So that's the process, the empirical process. Ayun, inspection, adaptation, and of course the transparency. Ayan. So for better retrospectives, I recommend visiting this retromat.org. So this retromat.org includes different themes that you can use, or you can, you know, you can use for your retrospective. It would be nice for your team to experience different themes in every retrospective that you will be conducting. Of course, ayun. And connect to a coach. Bakit connect to a coach? A coach can help you and your team connect on what really is happening within your team. You know, a coach can provide you with a safe environment where your team or everyone can speak up and, of course, help the team to solve their own problem together, empowering each other to take action. Yun, give yourself the permission to learn from your experiences. And of course, we deserve to learn from our own experiences, right? So we need it. Yun, a coach can help you and your team connect on what really is happening within your team. And of course, a coach can help you provide an safe environment for everyone to learn from their own mistake, and of course, to solve the team's their own problem. Yun nga, yung empowerment. Yun yung goal ng coach, right? So an empirical process, di ba? From being a victim, you take action for you to be in a champion. Yun nga, di ba? Stop being the victim because you can take action naman. Again, being the facilitator is a role to play. Hindi po yan job description. Pwede po tayong maging facilitator to help our team become a performing team or a champion team, of course. Gusto nating maging champion team natin. Yung nga, it's connected to our environment. Gusto po nating maging part ng isang champion team for our personal growth also. Everyone growing on the team, right? So maganda po iyon. Ayun. So that covers my topic for this coaching think talk, empirical process for for your team's growth, or of course to it will affect your personal growth, right? So ayan, as I end this conversation, let me invite you to be part of what we are doing as an organization of professional certified life coaches for another coaching conversation tomorrow with Coach Lynn for coaching for emotional safety at 10 a.m. Of course, join Coach Trisha for coaching for self-expression at 2 p.m. And of course, please join Master Coach Jasmine for coaching for God-centered living at 4 p.m. I also would like to invite you to Master Coach A's co-actively co-create life coach certification program. This is a comprehensive approach to learning and mastering life coaching as an active process of creating a new path to achieving results in life. Yon. So that success is inevitable in every coaching relationship. It includes a 21-day web-based learning, a 3-day live business bootcamp with senior coaching team. Ayun. So it includes a 3-day live coaching boot camp with Master Coach A. And again, the 3-day live boot camp with the senior coaching team. So the program package also comes with many other bonuses. So connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661 to discover the opportunities waiting for you in this profession. Once again, this is Coach John Roca from Life Coach Philippines for Coaching Think Talk. Coaches like us think and talk like this. This is us in the Philippines. Love, bam, boom.